Okay, so last night I primed the quarters on the 3000, and today I'm gonna put some guide coat on it and then block it out and see exactly if I need to do any more work. There's almost, to me, a little thing on that line right there, but I'm not exactly sure. So I'll have to definitely block it and see what happens. I'm letting it sit in the sun to kind of bake the primer. Because when it gets hot, it's been sitting out here for like at least an hour. When the quarters heat up, it kind of like sucks all the primer into all the pores and kind of makes it like level out. Yeah, you can almost, it's almost a little bit sticky. It's definitely warm, shit. I mean, it's like hot to the touch. I guide coated it, sanded it with 120 grit. What I'll probably end up doing is hitting it with another coat of high build and then using some 400, because when I seal it, I want to, go directly to paint after I seal it, and I don't have to, do any sanding or anything like that. So once it's 400 gritted, like the hatch and the other stuff, I should just be able to come in and hit it with some sealer, paint, clear, and it'll be really, I think it's going to be really, really nice and smooth. It definitely blocked out really nice. And, I want to talk to, I can't feel that when I run my hand over it, but I want to have, Brandon come over here, run his hand over and see if he thinks that's maybe a high spot. It's definitely a high spot because there's no primer on it. But other than that, it looks like everything else. There's a few little spots of metal, but I think that's always to be expected. And over here, this is what it looked like before I sanded it. It was really rough, and now it is nice and pretty smooth. I've actually been putting some hours on this thing. I had to fix a few little low spots, but seems like everything I think is okay now. I high builded everything. And I also high builded the top of those rails up here, so you can see that they are done. So I can block those out and make them smooth for paint. But yeah, I there was like, seemed like there's like a little weird spot right there still. So I adjusted it a little bit, but now I think everything should be okay. I still need to block all this stuff back out. I just did the high build, and it looks like it should be pretty straight. So hopefully, when I do the sand on it, I'll probably hit it with, I don't know, I'm thinking about hitting it with some 150 again, the red stuff, and then go to re-high build it one more time, and then do some 400 just to make sure that everything is straight and that I don't have any weird little spots. And then the 400, I'll just use a small block, because then I'll know everything is straight, and I'll just 400 it down, and it should be ready for sealer. So I did this junkyard fender. I did it light because I was running out. So I'll sand that. I know there's a few low spots on that, but it was a junkyard fender. It was, cheap. Then this is the other junkyard piece. I did get a good coat of high build on that. It was all faded, so I scuffed it in 80 grit, and then I should, I'll do the 150 on that as well. 150 on this, and then I'll go to the 400 before I do the sealer. So I'll still have to add a whole nother coat of high build. But, I think today's Monday. I think I should be able to have this in paint by at least Friday at the latest, have this in paint. So just, the body, the hatch, the wing, some of the random stuff. So it's getting there. I am definitely, really trying to get this thing done. I really want to see it in that color. I don't know what got me to the point where I just wanted to bust this thing out so bad. I need to take some lacquer thinner. I accidentally, last night I forgot and I sprayed the tire a little bit. So I'll just wipe that off. And yeah, I mean, all in all, I think that I shouldn't have any major flaws now. So one thing I wish I would have been able to prime this a little bit sooner, but I had to adjust the body stuff because I wanted it to bake in the sun, and now the sun is going down. So probably tomorrow I'll do what I did today, and I'll just push it out, let the quarters just like bake in the sun for like an hour or 2 hours. They were extremely hot when I did that. And then sand them out, block them out, probably re-high build them, let them bake in the sun one more time, and then 400 grit them, call it a day, and then get ready to seal everything. So I should be able to get everything tomorrow ready to go for the sealer and the paint and the clear. But you know, there's always that possibility that something is going to be funky, or you know, I mean literally you have to barely press on these quarters. They almost distort if you give them any pressure when you're sanding them. So literally how I sand it is I use either this really long block right here, or I use the 9-inch one, and I just pretty much apply minimal pressure and just go over it, you know, like a million times, and then you don't have to worry about you know, when you're pressing too hard on the block, the panel's going to want to like curve to where you're pressing, and then it's going to like just make a low spot because you're pressing too hard. So I think I should have everything out of this. I'm just hoping when I block it that it's good. Okay, so last night well, not last night. So yesterday I worked on the VR4 and got it pretty close. I need to still block it out again today and high build it, let it sit in the sun for a couple days so it you know, primer shrinks. Trevor recommended that I probably should let the you know, let it sit instead of painting it, because I guess there's some shrink back, and if I high build it after I sand it today, it should pretty much shrink in all those little fine scratches and whatever, and then I should be able to you know, sand it with like 400 or 320, and then I shouldn't have any shrink back later on. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But right now I'm going to get some shirts I ordered, and you know, they're this shirt, but they're the updated version, and they'll be for sale. I still need to make a website. I've been, you know, so busy doing everything else. So you guys will probably see them on my Instagram, and you can get them there. But you know, soon I'll have a website for all this stuff. Okay, so I just picked up the new shirts. Here they are, and yeah, let me know. DM me on Instagram if you want one. 20 bucks plus shipping, and yeah, you can have yourself a nice shirt. These are I got the larges and large tall. The mediums are just, they don't make any tall mediums, so they're just medium. I guess they're normal size mediums, and then the extra larges I think are also long as well. So the large ones should be longer than normal, and yeah, so catch me outside. So what I need to do while I'm waiting for this to bake in the sun, those quarters will get like over 100 degrees. Just, they're probably already pretty hot as it is. Just pulled it out. But yesterday, yeah, they're already warm. But yesterday I like touched it and like it was really hot. I was like, oh man. So yeah, just gonna let them sit in the sun. It really bakes in the primer and lets it shrink. And then once you know, once it sits out here for a few hours, I'll block it out, reprime it, then let it sit in the sun for a few days in a row, not do anything to it. And then once that process is pretty much done, I'll block it out with some 320 or 400, and then I'll go to seal it and actually paint it. But yeah, I think it's getting really close, and I think, you know, I'm pretty sure it is, it's pretty straight. So once I block it, I'll definitely know. I shouldn't have any issues, but you know, there's always that chance. So while I'm waiting, a guy wants to come look at my truck. I need to, you know, I need to clean some stuff. I'm gonna sweep out the bed and kind of chip up some of this spilled paint, water-based stuff. Some of it spilled, so it kind of made a mess. And then I'll clean the inside, but then I'll planning on kind of recoating the bed with the bed liner stuff, and then it should be ready to go. So with a little bit of semi-gloss, the liner, it already had the rhino lining done to it, or whatever this liner is, but now it looks you know, better than it did. It doesn't have a bunch of discoloring, just from like rust, and well, not rust from the truck, but from engines and stuff like that. But yeah, this is still sitting in the sun. It's actually cooling down almost, like I feel like it's hot because of the primers kind of curing. And you know, I definitely think that I forgot my tool, but yeah, I definitely think it is definitely, so it is really hot to the touch, but not as hot as it was just like half an hour to an hour ago. I think it's because it's curing. So this is the end of the video. I should have probably recorded more stuff when I was doing body work to the VR4. Today I'll do that, but yeah, it's getting close. I just need to sand it one more time. Well, 120, 150 it one more time, high build it and let it bake again in the sun, and then I'll be ready for paint. So I'm thinking by, I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully the end of the week, this thing's has color on it. You know, all the parts that so far that I have color on them, and then, you know, it'll just be doors and the hood and side skirts and some random little things. But for the most part, the car should be pretty much back together, other than the doors and the hood, because I'm gonna paint the bumper. I'm gonna paint, since I have 2 fenders, I'll paint those. I'll bodywork this fender today, and I'll have really, as the doors, the front bumper will be painted, and I'll have a sail panel that I need to paint. So a sail panel, a hood, and a rear bumper. So I think that's indoors. So that's all I really have left to paint. So we'll see. I mean, it's definitely a lot of work to do body work and make stuff nice and straight, and you can see that this thing is a lot straighter than it was. I mean, it's not shiny, but you can definitely tell that the body line actually you know, curves. I like that the antenna isn't there anymore. It just makes it so much cleaner that it just kind of swoops out like the passenger side. And another thing is that you know, I have the fuel door and stuff primed, so it'll be nice and painted too, and all of this stuff underneath will be nice and painted, and the rear, it'll all have fresh paint. So the only thing I'm not going to paint is inside. I'm going to do the door jambs, like I said, because, you know, if you open the doors and it's a, you know, black or a different color, it definitely is you know, not that great of a paint job. So my plan is to pretty much paint all the way up around here. This unplugs, so, and then up here, and then I'll mask around here. Then when I paint the front with the engine bay, I could just back mask, and that'll all be under the cowl. So getting pretty excited, and I think some of my subscribers would be like kind of excited about it as well. So if you like the videos, subscribe, comment below, definitely click that bell next to the subscribe button. It notifies you when I post new videos, VR4 videos, 240Z videos, whatever I'm doing, FD videos. I have some FD stuff coming up. Once I get the intake manifold back from the anodizer, I took it there last week. I should have it sometime this week. I got the injectors for it yesterday. Some IDX 1050s and 1700s. So the FD should have plenty of fuel to hopefully reach 600 horse, or really close to 600 horse when I have it tuned. And then this thing will be getting painted. It won't look like a pile of you know, potatoes just sitting around in the garage all beat up. And also make sure to go to the link in the description to enter for the blow-off valve giveaway. And I have these new shirts right here. If you want one of those, DM me on Instagram, 20+ shipping. And I have medium, large, tall, and extra large. And thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.